All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the USFCR Government Contracts Training and Premier Coaching John Wayne Show. Today's subject is debriefing. Debriefing, for those of you that do not know what it is, a debriefing is when you win or you do not win a government contract. You have the right to request from the purchasing officer a reason why you did or did not win. If you did not win a contract, you don't want to just submit bids and not win them and not find out why, guys. That's the definition of insanity, is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. And I've had numerous companies come to me and take that path. One of my very first clients here in 2009 was a mortuary company. And he called me up one day, said, John Wayne, I was referred to by a purchasing agent, said you could help me. He said, I'll be honest with you, I'm doubtful because I've already spent $100,000 trying to win government contracts. And I haven't won a single one. And we submitted 50 bids. And I said, well, what's the reason why they're saying that you haven't won the bids? And he said, I don't know. And I said, are you requesting a debriefing? He said, what's that? So he didn't even know a debriefing existed. When you submit a bid, whether you win it or not, you want to request a debriefing. Now, sometimes if you request a debriefing when you win it, they're going to say, well, you don't need a debriefing, you won it. Then tell them that you just basically want to know why they chose you. Did we do something right? Did we say something right? You know, what did we do right that we can continue doing down the road on future opportunities to guarantee us the best chance of winning them? But most debriefings are done when you don't win a contract. If you don't win one, you want to know why. Had the mortuary client requested debriefings, he would have found out early on into this that he was not properly registered. He wasn't compliant. He was active in the system, but he wasn't compliant for what he was trying to accomplish. And he unfortunately had hired an attorney to do his SAM and actually back then it was CCR workup. And they got him active, but they didn't get him compliant. The gentleman he hired to submit bids at the time was doing a great job submitting bids, but didn't win any because he didn't know to request a debriefing and didn't realize that they weren't registered properly to begin with. So let's get to the debriefing phase. Some debriefings, you're only going to have a window to request the debriefing, and it's within a certain period after the contract's been awarded to a certain period after the contract's been awarded. So you have a certain date, certain range of time that you can request the debriefing. Some purchasing agents will not give you a debriefing if there's certain rules that are not followed. For example, the standard 52.212-1 instructions to offer, which is the most common way you're going to see federal opportunities being put out. You can do a Control F, put in the word debriefing, and you can see the rules and requirements here. Debriefing is a post-award debriefing is given to requesting officers. The government shall disclose the following information if applicable. The agency's evaluation of the significant, weak, or deficient factors in the debriefing offeror's offer. The overall evaluated cost or price and technical rating of the successful and the debriefed offer and past performance information of the debriefed offeror. The overall ranking of all offers when any ranking was developed by an agency during such selection. A summary of the rationale for the award. For acquisition of commercial items, the make and model of the item to be delivered by the successful offeror, and reasonable responsiveness to relevant questions posted by the debriefed offeror as to whether source selection procedures set forth in the selection, applicable regulations, and other applicable authorities were followed by the agency. So in a nutshell, if you submit a bid and you do or don't win it, request a debriefing, no matter what. Even if it was awarded to someone and their price was lower. Don't assume just because someone else's price was lower, that's why they won it. That's not always the case. On small business set-asides, it's rarely about cost. On small business set-asides, 99.9% of the time, your technical proposal is the most important part of the decision-making process for the purchasing agent. Meaning, if you have the right solution, you don't have to have the right price. Okay, on small business set-asides, the second most important factor is your past performance, your experience. So if you have the best solution and the best experience, you could be the highest paid. You could have the highest price and still win it in some cases. If you have the best solution and you have past performance to back it and you have the best price, then you should win it, period. There are debriefing windows that are typically listed in the instructions to offer or in the synopsis within the opportunity to tell you what the debriefing window is. And you can search for that when you request the instructions to offer to see how it is the government wants you to submit your bid. And that's a debriefing in a nutshell, guys. It's in most cases to request a debriefing, you simply email the purchasing agent and ask them to give you a debriefing. And they have to tell you why they hired who they did and why they didn't hire you. In some cases, they're going to email you a response. In some cases, they'll call you and they'll let you ask questions. In some cases, they'll put it in writing and mail it to you. But in most cases, they're just going to email you back. Always request a debriefing. All right, guys? And make sure you don't do anything without checking with me first. Don't sign up for anything. Don't pay for anything. Don't buy anything without checking with me first. I'm John Wayne. If you don't know who I am, go to YouTube, search any government-related subject. If I don't have the #1 video, I've got the #2 and #3 video. You can search FEMA how-to. You can search government contracts. Out of 623,000 videos on YouTube, I have the #1 video under government contracts. All right, make sure to like and share and subscribe, and reach out to me if you need anything else. John Wayne,